I've fallen down again tonight. In this world it's hard to get it right. Try to make your heart fit like a glove. What it needs is love, love, love. Everybody wants to love. Everybody wants to be loved. Oh, oh, oh. Everybody wants to love. Everybody wants to be loved. Oh, oh, Happy is the heart that still feels pain. Darkness reigns and light will come again. Swing open up your chest and let it in. Just let the love, love, love begin. Everybody wants to love. Everybody wants to be loved. Oh, oh, oh. Everybody wants to love. Everybody wants to be loved. Oh, oh, everybody knows the love. Everybody holds the love. Everybody falls for love. Everybody feels the love. Everybody steals the love. Everybody heals with love. Oh, just let the love, love, love begin. Everybody wants to love. Everybody wants to be loved. Oh, just let the love, love be. Everybody wants to love. Everybody wants to be loved. Oh, just let the love, love, love begin.
Yeah, thank you as usual, helping us getting going. We're not going real well technologically because the clicker isn't working. At least I don't think it is. Yeah, so we'll rely on back there. Today we're gather in faith as we do, I think, every Sunday, but a little more pronounced and explicit way today because we're taking time after the service to take a look at where we've been, where we're going, where we are now, and where we're going. And really, that's all an adventure in faith, isn't it? I often mention to clients that, we live by faith moment to moment. We really don't know whether we have our next breath, do we? It's not an assurance. We could topple over any second. Not a nice thought, but it's possible, right? And yet we don't go through life like this every second because we have an assurance within ourselves that yes, that will come. There will come a day when we won't have our breath, but we're okay with it moment to moment now to know that, to feel it, that I have that confidence that I have my breath. That's faith. There's no assurance, no guarantee. Now, there are a lot of different definitions or descriptions of faith. Eric Butterworth has one that I've really liked. This is going to be a paraphrase, but faith is the conviction that we have the ability to express and to live our uniqueness. I like that. We have the ability, the assurance, the conviction to live out our uniqueness. And then there's the famous one from the book of Hebrews in the New Testament, chapter 11, verse 1. And faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. And as I just referred to my own way of looking at faith is a trust that we can have our next breath, and that therefore we can also trust that we can go forward in life. Well, I think there are two kind of elements in that both all those different ways of describing faith. One is an intellectual one. It's a conviction. We are convicted, if you will, in something that we just can say, I understand fully, and I embrace it fully. That there is this awesome mystery about life that I can fully embrace and accept, not on the what I know, what my logic maybe it can say, but I just know it in a way that I can't doubt. And we go forward with that conviction. And then there is faith that is built on trust. And that's the element that I was talking about a moment ago in terms of we can trust that we have our next breath and go through life, in a sense, with an assurance that all is well enough to keep on going, if you will. And that's a feeling. I think that's something that our heart knows that our mind may never fully grasp or get its head around, if you will, by any means of logic. But we certainly know it in a very deep, deep way that probably goes way beyond what our intellect can know. And so both the conviction, which is an intellectual awareness and understanding of faith, and a trust, which is our emotional sense of knowing beyond a shadow of doubt in our heart of hearts that what is real, and that is our spirit. And so we say almost every Sunday that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. I think that's an intellectual appreciation of what it means to have faith. And then there is the assurance. Individually, I'm sure you've all gone, as I have, through the trials and tribulations of life in many ways, and the many successes that have honed your own sense of what it means to live emotionally by faith. Well, we have as a community too. I was thinking in my mind, we have I think about 5 different spiritual leaders since Unity actually got going in Appleton. One of which was a year-long interim person. So we've gone through 5, at least to my count, and we're here. We're still thriving. We're still going. And that's a lot of ups and downs during that time. Different places too. And of course, in this place now, this wonderful place that is our home of our own, finally. And that itself has been an adventure in faith, hasn't it? That we have our home of our own. That had been longed for a long time. But nonetheless, we're now without a spiritual leader. We've had wonderful leadership with our board, and thank you, Carrie and board. And nonetheless, here we are, we're thriving, we're going, and we're going to continue to. And we know that in a way that is not just intellectual. It's in our hearts. We've gone through enough that we really know something emotionally, deep down, that we are a wonderful community. And we'll know more and explore more of that in just a little bit. So, welcome to our faith community. And now moving on, let's repeat our vision together. A world powerfully transformed through shared spiritual awakening. And our mission together, advancing the movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity, a positive path for spiritual living. And our values together, abundance, acceptance, community, diversity, integrity, joy, and love. And we celebrate our children. Together, Unity of Appleton sees the divinity in all children and their unfolding nurtures their unfolding spirituality. Sorry about that. And so, let us now read the daily word, and it is truth. And the subheading is, "The light of truth shines in my heart." Like a kaleidoscope's shifting patterns of dazzling colors, my life is always changing. Some of the changes I may like and others I may not, but I accept the changes nonetheless. I enjoy pleasurable moments while learning and growing through the more unpleasant ones. No matter where I find myself along the spectrum of human experience, I take comfort in spiritual truth. God is changeless, my rock and refuge in times of struggle, and the wings that lift me in times of ease and bliss. I remain steady and calm, even as I navigate life's inevitable changes, finding lasting comfort in the truth of God as absolute goodness. As I travel along my unique path, the steady light of truth shines from within me. And from the book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 8, "Yet I am writing you a new commandment that is true in him and in you, because the darkness is passing away, and the true light is already shining."
I'd gladly walk across the desert with no shoes upon my feet to share with you the last bite of bread I had to eat. I would swim out to save you in your sea of broken dreams. When all your hopes are sinking, let me show you what love means. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? I would whisper love so loudly every heart would understand that love and only love can join the tribes of man. I would give my heart's desire so that you might see. The first step is to realize that it all begins with you and me. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time?
Once again, it's our privilege and excitement to have Cheryl back with us. Cheryl Davis McKernan is a fourth-generation Unity student, having served as a spiritual leader, church board president, and workshop presenter. Cheryl has worked with 2 generations of young people and hundreds of kids as a youth leader and Sunday school director. Both her adult sons were raised in Unity and graduated from the Y.O.U. program. And her youngest was a regional representative for the Southwest region. Now, Cheryl, Tim, and their dogs, and Arrow and Colin, close on their Appleton home in July, and they're going to be with us. Yeah, wonderful. And so it's with great pleasure that I welcome Cheryl up here.
Hi, good morning. I am going to kind of rearrange up here. You guys, I'm going to do a little housekeeping, so don't mind me. Talk amongst yourselves. All right, so I'm going to do it this way. Now, if this worked, I would, I'm actually going to hold it. I tend to want to move around a lot, and this doesn't work a whole lot. So, since this isn't working today, I'm going to be doing this just to kind of cue you what's up as to when the next slides come along. Does that make sense? Okay, awesome. Again, good morning, everyone. It's this lovely, drizzly, cozy day. I was thrilled to hear what you had to say and to see that. I assume this is your annual meeting, or just a get together and let's just talk about what's happening. A town hall. Wow, that's great. Can I tell you, I've lost count of how many Unity churches in a time of transition. And just to let you know, every church right now, and not just Unity, every church is transitioning at this time. And the fact that you have such a great vision and a great faith that you have this many people showing up on a rainy Sunday to talk about here's where we are and here's where we're going. Yay, kudos to you. Kudos to us, because I'm one of you now. Like, in a month they will be. Sometimes I'm a big weather bug kind of person, and I'll get on my phone sometimes and I'll click on the wrong app. And instead of just looking at the weather, it turns out it was the news app for the local news. And I was like, oh, darn it. Because I don't know how many of you tried to avoid the news. Yay, I'm glad to see so many hands. Sometimes I get a peek into the headlines, and it can be a little disturbing. But being that feeling, realizing that there's stuff that's occurring in the world, is kind of explaining some of these emotions I get. I don't know about you guys, but I'll just be bopping along my day, everything's fine, and then there's just sadness and this depression, and it's like there's nothing that's causing this. Well, I realize it's the energy of what's happening right now in our world. We're all connected, right? We know that. We're all connected. So some days that we just want to snuggle in, days like this in particular, Tim and I will sit on the couch, and we like streaming movies, or we'll love old TV shows. We'll watch MASH, we'll watch, something way back, and we love The Office. Any Office fans here? Awesome. So, for those of you who don't know, some of the characters, well, I'll just talk about the main character, Michael Scott. Michael Scott is the manager of this paper company, of this office, the branch, Dunder Mifflin Paper Company. And he is quite a creative character. If you've never watched The Office, if you ever see it come on, please watch it. It's hilarious. So there's one episode that we saw the other night. It just cracked me up. It's the one where he was having money challenges. Jan had moved in with him, his girlfriend, and she was out of work, and she was charging all kinds of stuff on his credit card, and he was way underwater debt-wise. And somebody told him in the break room that, well, all you have to do is declare bankruptcy. Sounds easy enough. Well, Michael is a little naive, and so he walked out into the office, and he said, click, click. Where am I clicking? I declare bankruptcy. That was Michael declaring bankruptcy. So another character, Oscar Martinez. Oscar is always the voice of reason. Okay, he's the actually guy. He's smart, he knows facts, he's a little bit like, who's the guy on Cheers? He has all of these facts in his head, and but bothers people sometimes. So he says, hey, I just want to let you know, you can't just say the word bankruptcy and expect anything to happen. And Michael says, I didn't. I declared it. Bankruptcy. I declared it. How often do we declare something and expect that to be enough? Sometimes we forget the steps. I'll just leave it there, please. We forget what's ours to do. We watch the news, We listen to others around us. You're in a conversation. It's like, oh, did you hear about such and such? That happens. And what happens? We take on their energy. We start to sink, right? We get sad. Well, the thing is, when we're looking out at the world right now, it doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense. It's nonsensical. Our brains are hardwired to see patterns. You know that, right? Going back to our reptilian brains deep inside, our brains are made. We see patterns. We seek things that look like ourselves, feel like ourselves, smell like ourselves, all of those things. It's part of who we are as a human, right? As an animal in this existence. And when something seems a little bit off, we react to that. We needed to, back in the early days, for our own survival, right? And the best way to survive when something is ready to attack us is to band together, right? So we look together if we're a red or a blue, and I didn't pick these out. These are not here on purpose. Honestly, that when we band together, we're a tribe. We are tribal. Animals are tribal. We love to think, oh, back in the good old days, everything was perfect, right? Things were so much better. You know what? No, they weren't. Even before Europeans came to this continent, there were warring tribes. You know, we're human beings. We're not that nice. Our human selves. So we banded together to fight the enemy. When we have a common enemy that brings us all together, right? Oh, did you see so-and-so? Did you see what she was wearing? Oh, I know. Can you believe that? Where did she get that? Did you see what kind of car they're driving? What political party are you? These things that make us separate. We believe in duality. Us versus them, good versus evil, right versus wrong. There is no shortage of that. Hate becomes stronger, very strong. So strong does hate become that it seems stronger than the opposite of that, which is love, right? We stay up here, we stay in our brain, we forget to go to our heart center. And sometimes that's hard to go from here to here. And I believe that's because there's an intermediary step that I'll introduce you to. So, duality, us versus them, good versus evil. We are not duality. We believe we are. We believe that we are duality. But what we are seeing around us is just the appearance of that. The appearance of tribalism. We are not duality. We are, in fact, polarity. Like yin yang. Like positive and negative on a battery. It's one unit. It's the battery, right? It has a positive and a negative on it. Is one side better than the other? No, you need both of them to make that current, right? So there's no good or bad to that. Think of a coin. We call it heads or tails. Doesn't necessarily mean one is the top or the bottom or good or bad. It's two sides of the same coin. You've heard that before. So duality is an old paradigm. It's an old belief system. Now, I don't know the group of you that well, but there's a really cool vibe here. And the words that you speak are, you're speaking my language, just what little I know. So I'm going to put some things out there that I'm sure you've already discussed, and it gets into quantum theory. You know, ultimately, if again, another show that we love to watch, The Big Bang Theory, so we get into string theory and all of that. But think about duality is that old paradigm that is just so four-dimensional thinking. So Piscean age. Is anybody hearing what I'm saying? Okay, so this old Piscean age that we've been in for thousands of years as these spiritual beings. But we're moving into something called, actually, we've already moved there. It's called the fifth dimension. Has anybody ever heard that term, the fifth dimension? There we go. Where do you know it from? Right? Right? Exactly. So this is and back in the 60s, there was a group, right? And one of their big songs, The Dawning of the Age of Aquarius, going from the Piscean age into the Aquarian age. Guess what, folks? We're already there. And that's why everything seems to be in utter chaos. I can do another talk or another class and talk about what these dimensions are. But the fact is, we're already there. We're living this. And that's why it just seems a little uncomfortable now. And we don't understand because those of us who have been in unity for a while or in New Thought, we expect things to act a certain way, to go a certain way. And bad stuff's still happening, but we don't expect that. It's like, wait, what am I doing wrong? We're not doing anything wrong because nothing is as it seems. It just appears like there's negativity, like there's this horrible force out there. But back up and look at this as a spiritual being that you are. Nothing is as it seems. Nothing is as it seems. A friend of mine reminded me of that in a recent conversation. You can proceed to the next slide. That I was talking with him. I've been through some family crisis since I was last here. Actually, I don't know how many of you were here the last time, but I was talking about staying grounded. And I didn't know why that talk came up for me to give to you. It was called Stirred Not Shaken. Well, within a few days of when I saw you, there was pretty, for me, a not pleasant experience. And I talked to a very wise friend of mine who said, nothing is as it seems. You have to remember that we are spiritual beings and that we are those around us who are not acting the way that we think they should. We just have to remember that they also are spiritual beings on their journey. It doesn't affect us. Yes, we're all connected. We are all connected as these spiritual beings having a human experience because we all came from the same source. We all reflect each other, but we have the individual experience. We try to make sense of things, and we can't. It's difficult. We use our eyes. How many of you are from Missouri or have been to Missouri or know anybody from Missouri? Does anybody know what the people from Missouri call themselves or what the state is called? You see it on there. The Show Me State. I think a lot of us have a little Missouri in us. We don't believe it until we see it, right? Because we're having this human experience. We want to be able to see things. We want to be able to hear things. Sometimes we want to be able to taste them and smell them and feel them, but they don't make sense. They're senseless. They're senseless. They're senseless acts that we're seeing around us. So we ask, why? Why? There is no answer to that question. We can know what, when, where, and how, but never the why. There will be a point when we move into these different dimensions that things will make sense for us. But right now, you know what? We're here. We're here having a human experience. So rather than asking why, we can, like our friend Michael, click, say this. Rather than I declare bankruptcy, I declare nonsense. Okay? When something's going on around us, and I had to do that this morning, really quick interjection here. It was one of those mornings where the hotel that I chose to stay at, I made sure this time that they had a printer. They had a business center. I called before I got here. They said, yes, we do. I called last night, and they said, yes, we absolutely do. So I go down, and I'm ready to print. Oh, we don't have a business center. We're under construction. So that's why my laptop is up here. And then I go to check out, and plenty of time. I thought, maybe I'll get a bite of breakfast on the way here. And there's 178 people all checking out at the same time in front of me. So it's like, okay, it was fine. Just center myself. All is good. So I declared nonsense. All of that. I declared nonsense. So one thing I just wanted to tell you was this. You can't just say the word nonsense and expect anything to happen. So since we're humans, we need steps, right? So can we go back, please? Okay. So the steps were declaring nonsense. Okay, so again, our brains are pattern seeking. We want to, know what's happening. So it helps to have steps. So number one, ground and connect. You guys know this, right? To go ahead and ground and connect. And you do that by remembering your source, remembering where you're from. Remember, number two, that nothing is as it seems. Nothing is as it seems. Don't let it upset you. It's okay that there was no printer for me to use because it didn't matter. I got here. You guys are cool. If I have my computer up here, it's no worries. So number three, realign yourself with truth. Okay, the truth of who we are. Breathe. Sometimes we just forget that. Simply breathe, center in, affirm. Have your mantra. Have your little, whatever the saying is. I say, peace, be still. Peace, be still. And then third, ask. Ask what? What do we ask guidance for? Ask what is mine to do. Do I need to get upset by what I'm seeing in the world? No. So what is really mine to do in this situation? What is really mine to do? I can center, right? I know what it is that I need to do, and I do that by asking God, by asking Creator, by centering the Christ within me always knows what to do. Always, always. So again, we go to, I declare nonsense. I declare peace. I declare peace. Be still. And there's an image here that, has anybody here been to Unity Village? There's the Peace Chapel, which is directly underneath the original Silent Unity prayer room that was directly upstairs. It was built in the 30s or 40s. It's a powerful place. There's just 6 seats there. There's this giant Bible in the very front. And this is the painting. It's a mural on the front. So I took a photo of that, and I've printed it off on a canvas, and I have that on my altar at home. And peace, be still. Whatever it is, whatever is happening or occurring around us, peace, be still. So whatever the illusion is, it's just an illusion. It's not real. There's good, there's love everywhere. So moving from fear to love, that's hard sometimes. So again, rather than going from here to here, again, we get wrapped up. We go from fear to peace. And once we have peace, then there can be love. Let's go into prayer now. Go ahead and center yourselves. Mother, Father, God, thank you for this time together, for this wonderful center in which we can share with other like-minded people, knowing that we are all connected. We are all on our journey. Sometimes we forget where we are, and we're so blessed to have those around us remind us who we are, that everything around us is but an illusion, and that we are spiritual Christ beings having this human experience. And our wonderful tribe is together here with us to support us. We are blessed. Thank you, God. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Cheryl. I now invite you to begin to prepare yourself for reflective personal prayer and guided musical meditation, after which I ask that you remain in essential silence during the music. If you choose to, you may close your eyes. Feel the weight of your body as it relaxes into your chair and you let go of today's anxieties. Feel your feet on the solid earth beneath as you let go of tomorrow's worries. Become aware in this moment of your breathing. As you breathe in life and breathe out love. Breathe in life and breathe out love. And as you become centered, focus your attention on your beautiful heart, your beautiful Christ self. And become filled with gratitude. And allow into yourself that which fills you with peace and light. And so we begin. And now I invite you to gently return to this place. No. There it is.
The futility of asking the why questions and the utility of the how, when, where, that kind of thing. And so therefore, the steps that you offer were really helpful. Thank you so much. And things are not what they seem. I read, as I'm sure you do in any spiritual literature, that love is the current of life. Love flows through everything. And our human eyes might just, say, wait a minute, look at the tragedies that I witness. But it's not what it seems. That is with our human eyes, as Cheryl so eloquently stated. No, love flows through everything. Thank God. So let us move on. And now let's affirm our prosperity by sharing our affirmation together. Unity of Appleton is alive with the energy of spirit, in the flow of divine abundance, and radiant with unlimited possibilities. And let us celebrate our giving and receiving together. Divine love in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I joyfully give and willingly receive. I give in love and trust God as my source.
May good spirit be with you down every road you roam.
And may sunshine and happiness surround you when you're far from home.
And may you learn to be proud, dignified and true.
And do unto others as you'd have done to you. Be courageous and be brave. And in your heart you'll always stay forever loved. Forever loved.
May good fortune be with you. May your guiding light be strong.
Prince or a vagabond.
And may you never love in vain.
And in your heart you will remain
Forever love,
forever love,
forever love,
forever love, forever love, forever love.
and when you finally fly away,
Know that love has served you well.
for all the wisdom of a lifetime,
No one can ever tell. But whatever road you choose, love's right behind you, win or lose.
forever love,
Forever love,
forever love,
forever love, forever love,
Needed that encouragement. So, announcements. Plants from the plant sale need a good home. Please look outside by the back door to see if any of them would be a good addition to your house. And free to a good home, but love donations to Earth Care are always appreciated. Ready to empty your garage and shelves? Our garage will be open the next 2 Sundays to bring your unwanted treasures for the rummage sale we will be having in June on the 16th through the 18th. Sign up for whatever makes your heart sing. There are lots of things to do. Please check out on the Connect and Serve table in the back there for sacred service opportunities. We need help for the rummage sale in lots of capacities. And going back to the rummage sale, I think it's everything but clothes.
No adults clothes. No adults.
Okay, no, kids clothes. Okay, thank you for that clarification. And a sound healing event rescheduled. Karen Pujals of Soul Frequency Sound and Energy Works had to change the date of her event. It will now be held June 21st at 6:30, the summer solstice. According to Karen, sound therapy is the art and science of applying frequency to the physical and energetic body to effect change and return body, mind, and spirit to a state of wholeness, balance, and harmonious flow. Please indicate you are going, quote unquote, on the Facebook invite to hold your spot. This event is $25 at the door.
Just one little change.
Okay.
This wasn't us, this was them. But she has, Karen had the chance to have a really good friend of hers who also does the same kind of thing to come in, which is why it got changed to the 21st, and now they're making it 7. So I will just create a whole other Facebook invite, I think might be the easiest way to do it, because it's 7 p.m. So look for that. I know a couple of you already signed up. We'll just kind of go from there. So.
Thank you. Appreciate it. See the tables in the back, all kinds of goodies on there. These are for the treats that were brought to munch during the town hall gathering after the service, which I hope all of you will gather together after that to learn more about what's going on through the board's eyes and what's going to be going on for all of us. Stay for those snacks and enjoy the discussion. The board will be presenting the results of the survey that was sent out this week, as well as information we need to know about the future plans for Unity of Appleton. There will be, of course, no Weight of the Heart meeting today, so all can come to the gathering instead. And it will start right after the service today. Happy June birthdays. We are starting a new tradition, having a birthday blessing at the beginning of each month. If you were born in June, please stand, only if you want to. We will all say this blessing. Any born in June? Carrie. Okay. And I will stand for my wife in absentia. We celebrated her birthday yesterday.
All right.
So together, let's all stand and do this.
There.
And together with arms outstretched, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, we behold the Christ in you, and we know you are empowered to do great things. Thank you all.
That is Taylor written for Carrie, man.
Yeah. Okay, so stay standing, I'm sorry. Together, let's do the prayer of protection together with arms outstretched. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us.
Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. You might want to stand for the last song.
I was going to say, if you want to stand for the last song and jam with us, that's great. But I did want to say one thing. You might notice that we have a Cindy-sized hole here in our band, and that's because she lost her voice this morning. We haven't banished her. We miss her very much.
She looked for it in the garage, but she couldn't find it.
Yeah, so. But most of you know this, so feel free to sing along. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just
change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good.
Trying to figure out who I am, who I'm supposed to be. Feel good about where I stand, so I can make the most of me. Coming back down from space, a million miles away. There's a lot of love in this place, and I'm just trying to say I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Been a long time living this way, worrying what people say. Feeling like I don't fit in, but I won't give up, no, I won't give in. We're looking for something more. What you really looking for? Been with you since you were born, since you were born. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. You only live once. I'm good with myself. I'm there for my friends till the very end. You only live once. I'm good with myself. I'm there for my friends till the very end. I want to see another love revolution. Found a way to be a better person. We come together like we should. It could all be good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Living life just like I should. Wouldn't change it if I could. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I'm so happy I am.
Well, good morning and welcome.